Who is this guy that has shoulders like Kawhi Leonard that's transferring into Michigan State this year? He's coming out of FAU, which is in the American Conference. His name is Caleb Glenn, and if you love basketball, there's always something you can pick up from studying some tape, especially from a D1 player. One thing I know for sure, and that's that he's going to stay square and patient on this nasty crossover from Tyrese Hunter that would have sent a lot of people in the wrong direction. So what made this guy good enough to climb the ranks from a mid-major to a top-tier program in Michigan State? I guarantee that Izzo and staff saw his motor on the offensive glass and were intrigued. Izzo's all about winning the battle of the boards, and Caleb's going to be somebody that's going to help get extra possessions for Michigan State. It'll be interesting to watch lineups with Kohler, Carr, and Glenn all on the floor at the same time because they're all relentless on trying to get offensive rebounds. If you're an MSU fan, you might not believe what I'm about to say, but the Spartans might have a forward that can either pick and roll or pick and pop. Here Glenn is rolling to the hoop and turning and hitting this nice little fading baby hook, and then here's a clip of him setting a screen, staying high, and then hitting this deep three. Caleb actually can shoot pretty well from the outside, and he shot over 40% last year. Alright, I don't like to be negative, but I do like to be real, and I think that's lacking from a lot of player analysis. Izzo's going to have to get to work on him not ball watching so much and playing better help defense, but recovering back to his man. I like that he's trying to make plays, but he's giving up looks that aren't going to be tolerated at MSU. I'm going to pause this angle of a shot from the corner, and you can see why Caleb needs a lot of space to get off his shot. He releases it very far away from his body and far away from above his head. You do need a little bit more space than somebody that's going to release it, say, parallel more with their forehead. He also has quite a slow release, and you can see it affect him in a couple instances here where you think that this cross-court pass you'd have enough time to get off the shot, but it actually gets tipped and blocked. Also, it's rare that shooting percentages perfectly transfer from a mid-major to a major D1 program. They normally drop a few percentage points with better defenders closing out. He was shooting at 41%, so even if it drops a few percentage points, that's still a high clip for a forward. You'll see from these next clips, like most forwards, he's not very comfortable dribbling in traffic, but he's a bit of a tweener, so he does catch it on the outside a lot, and if he has to make multiple moves, something bad normally does end up happening. Alright, enough of that. This guy is a really good transfer, and I'm excited to see Caleb in the green and white. He brings a lot of defensive versatility. State normally hedges with their 4s and their 5s, but then they switch with their guards, while Caleb, if he's on the floor as a 4, can definitely switch onto guards and cause some confusion out around the perimeter. He slides his feet well, and when guards try to get by him, they normally just end up running straight into his chest because he really doesn't fall for any sort of fakes. So he can switch onto guards, but guards can't really switch onto him because he's a natural with his back to the basket against a smaller defender. He's also really strong with taking the ball to the cup. If it's a direct angle or there's just one move to make to get to the cup, he's going to finish it, and he's going to finish it strong because he has some good leaping ability and he's always under control. And last but not least, we know a team ran by Izzo and Jeremy Fears is going to want to get up and down, and Caleb's going to be a nice transition threat too.